Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, we are now at Bodhgaya, India. The international Tipitaka Chanting ceremony takes place here every year, but it has to be postponed for 2 years because of the COVID-19 epidemic. Today, the ceremony is about to take place with the participation of more than 10 countries around the world. Now we invite you to come with the visuals of the ceremony before the opening time. Especially, this is the delegation group from Vietnam.
The tradition of reciting the sutras has been preserved since the time of the Buddha, helping generations of his disciples to remember, practice, and attain enlightenment. During 10 days of reciting the Pali Tripitaka, the deities of the Buddha lived together fully with the Buddha's noble Dharma study and practice throughout the great event. The merit of this recitation is dedicated and prayed for world peace and inner harmony. This is an event of great significance of world Buddhism, held right under the Bodhi tree, where the Buddha attained unsurpassed perfect enlightenment to celebrate the Buddha's enlightenment. This year's great recitation of Pali Tripitaka, hosted by Vietnam as a great sponsor, gathers disciples from 11 countries: Vietnam, Laos, Thailand, Myanmar, India, Cambodia, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Indonesia, and international delegates. The opening ceremony was also honored to welcome Mr. Ramnath Kovind, the 14th former President of India, to attend and deliver a welcome speech. His Excellency Thadang Tuku Rinpoche, founding President of the Light of Buddha Dharma Foundation International, India, LBDFI, also sent a message to welcome the celebration and was read by his daughter, Wamo Dixie, at the opening ceremony under the Bodhi tree. The Light of Buddha Dharma Foundation, LBDFI, has a four-part strategy to fulfill its mission to develop the Buddha Dharma in India, namely, to support the international chanting ceremonies within the motherland of the Dharma, bringing the international Sangha back to India, to work on the pilgrimage circuit, beautifying the ancient places of pilgrimage, to create training programs for Indian monks, and to print Dharma materials. Venerable Dr. Dhammapiya, General Secretary of the International Buddhist Confederation, IBC, also greeted at the opening ceremony. In the evening, the aggregation listened to the Sangha's Dharma talk on Buddhist teachings to review the teachings of the Buddha under the Bodhi tree. The first Dharma talk on the content of Dhamma Cakrapravatana Sutra was given by Most Venerable Pháp Tông, patron of the organizing committee, vice head of TÜNG Provincial Buddhist Parochial Board, head of the provincial managing section of Theravada Buddhism, and abbot of Huyền Không Pagoda, TÜNG Province, on the evening of December 3, 2022. The Most Venerable said that turning the wheel of Dharma is the name given to the world after systematizing the teachings of the Buddha, because it was the first sutta to motivate the wheel of Dharma. The Buddha preached on the middle path with the two main contents. First, it is to give up to extreme negative lifestyle, indulgence in sensual pleasures and asceticism. The second is learning to understand the path to enlightenment and to practice to escape suffering. The Buddha introduced the path out of suffering, including four truths related to suffering: suffering phenomena, the cause of suffering, the way out of suffering, and the path of practice to get rid of suffering. The Four Noble Truths are the most important content of Buddhism, along with two other contents: dependent origination and non-self. The content of this Jewel Unfallen talks about the nature of birth and death that creates the true cauldron supporting poles of Buddhist thoughts. All enlightened beings must realize these three awareness, the Most Venerable emphasized. Accordingly, the Most Venerable delivered a sermon to the congregation on each of the above-mentioned contents of the Dhamma Cakrapravatana Sutra. The Most Venerable also said that after this Dhamma talk, the Dhamma continued to talk about non-self. Therefore, the monastic hermits can see two other Dharma natures, the non-self in the composite and the dependent origination of the phenomena of body and mind. At the end of the Buddha's second Dharma talk, the 5 Brahmin brothers understood the 3 Dharma natures, so they became arahants. The Buddha's teachings in the Ju Unfallen Sutra were shared by the most venerable with the venerable monks and Buddhists right under the sacred Bodhi tree, where the Buddha attained enlightenment within the framework of this great festival. Before that, the entire aggregation chanted the Dhamma Kakra Pravatana Sutra together at the opening ceremony on the afternoon of December 2nd, 2022.